Okay people, let me teach you how to make delicious okpa. First, when you get your okpa, clean it up, remove all the dirt or the impurities in them, grind and then sieve. You must have to go through this process if you want to get a good okpa flour. So this is me sieving, and now here are the ingredients I'll be needing: the okpa flour, some peppers, oil, that is palm oil, salt, and some seasoning cubes there, and of course the eggs are optional. Then you have water, which is one of the major ingredients. Here I'll be adding oil to the flour, and I'll be mixing with my bare hand, guys. You do not need a spatula, you do not need a whisk, you do not need to put it in a processor. So after mixing the oil very well with the flour, you then make sure that there are no lumps inside the mixture. Then you begin to introduce your water gradually, one at a time. You add the water in a gradual process. You don't pour the whole water in there at a time. So you do this, you really need to be patient because it's going to take you time to mix. As small as this mixture is, it took me not less than 5 minutes to finish mixing it, because I really wanted to make sure that I got rid of all the lumps that were inside the mixture. So that is me mixing. I kept on mixing and making sure I was filling the mixture to ensure the lumps were gone. I added more water. I nearly finished 1 jug of water. In fact, I could say that because I later on added more water to it. So make sure you use the tips of your fingers to feel the mixture, to make sure that you remove all the lumps. The essence is for you to have an even okpa at the end of the day when you finish scooping into your wraps, and then when the food is done, you look at it, the okpa has an even color, not a discolored okpa. Yes, some will be white and some will be yellowish or orange in color. So you really need to be patient. So you continue to add water until you get the right consistency. And remember, the consistency we are looking at here, or we're looking at for, is not the very thick consistency. It has to be runny. It is not the same with moi moi mixture. If you mix but the same way you mix moi moi, you are definitely going to run into trouble, because your okpa will be so thick that it may not be good for consumption again. So when you're mixing up, add enough water at a gradual state. You don't pour everything at the same time. So you continue to mix, and I'm taking time to show this process so that you understand that it's not something you just do at once and then you get the result. Feel the mixture to make sure that the lumps are not there. If you feel the lumps, use your fingers, the tips of your fingers, to crush them. And once you look at that one there now, you see it would have come out looking different from the rest of the food. So this is what you need to do if you really want to get the best out of your food. In this case now we're talking about okpa. Never mind, it doesn't matter. Once you want to cook okpa, do not be so much in a hurry, because if you really want to get the results, you have to do what you have to do, and that is to mix until the right consistency is got. I have not seen anyone who took time to make okpa that later on complained about the results, unless you did the wrong thing. So you really follow the process, you will see the results at the end of the day. So this is it. Always make sure you bring down all the ones that are beside or by the side of the bowl you're using to mix, so that they will mix together with the rest of the mixture. So you continue doing this and checking the consistency at the same time. You see that full jug of water is almost gone. So you continue adding your water, because like I said before, you really need that runny texture. so that you know that yes, your okpa is not going to be hard, when it's fully. I've eaten some okpa that were really, really hard and I didn't enjoy them. You see, now because I feel I've got my consistency that I desire, I have introduced the spatula and I'm still not satisfied, so I added a little more water to it, and there you have it, guys. It's runny. Just to be doubly sure, I had to use my bare fingers to check, and I think I'm okay with that now. So we are introducing our other ingredients. Here we have our peppers that are roughly chopped or pounded. For myself, I pounded, but some people prefer to chop. I don't subscribe to that because I always end up putting the peppers in my eyes, so I'll use mortar to roughly chop them. I added salt as well, and then I'll have to mix everything together, let the salt dissolve. The beauty or the reason I like to use roughly chopped peppers or pounded peppers is to make sure that I still see the peppers in the okpa. Here I'm adding the seasoning cubes. For this meal I used 4 seasoning cubes, and it gave me the mixture gave me 16 wraps of okpa. So I didn't have enough taste of salt in the first one I added, so I had to add more salt to it. Now I will have to mix this very well so that the seasonings will dissolve properly. Now I've introduced my remaining peppers because it didn't taste peppery the way I wanted it. So I like hot food. We like spicy food actually. So I'm stirring and stirring and stirring, and I'm doing that so briskly so that the seasoning would dissolve very well. So I stirred very well and tasted to make sure that I have enough of everything I needed. Here I'm prepping my pot to put it. I put it on fire, put my nylon to layer the pot. Now guys, you don't put okpa that you're scooping into the wrap inside a cold water or warm water. It has to be a boiling water so that as it's going in, it's cooking. It helps give the okpa the texture that is required at the end of the cooking. It has to go inside a boiling water. So as I'm wrapping, I added you see that water is already boiling. So I've started putting you don't scoop and keep on the kitchen cabinet or wait. No, straight into the pot. Don't worry about whether they will cook evenly at the end of the day. Of course, all of them will cook evenly because you start counting from the time you put your last wrap of okpa. So there you have it. The okpa. So I continued to scoop. Remember, the egg is optional. So for this meal I used 3 boiled eggs that I quartered. So that gave me 12 parts. So but my okpa was 16 wraps. So about 4 of them didn't have eggs, which was okay. So I've covered the pot, and look at that. Look at that beauty. So it's been cooking for about 45 minutes now. So I came to check to see how it's doing, and I can tell you it's doing pretty well. So look at that. Okay, so I decided that this okpa had to be ready because I was hungry. I hadn't taken breakfast before going to the market this morning. So I brought out one with my bare hand. I'm an African mom now. Fire no dey born us. So so I wanted to see how the okpa. Come on guys, look at this beauty. This is beautiful. The best you can get. Come on, Chinwe, you can cook. Hey, look at this. I can tell you wholeheartedly with my food chest that this okpa tasted better than it looked. Come on, beauty.